Okay.
So let me turn my phone off, okay? Let me just turn off my phone.
Xavi, em pots apagar el ficar en modo... No, sí, et porto uns interruptors per apagar-los.
Okay.
A la lateral d'això. Vale, aquest ja
If
està.
you speak Spanish really fast, I won't be able to follow you.
I try to not speak Spanish.
It's okay. I like it. My wife speaks fluent Spanish. She grew up in Sitges.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a nice place.
Yeah,
It's
a lot of naked
a balanced place
girls.
because you have like, yeah, too much maybe.
No, maybe not.
Not?
No, never enough.
Never is enough for that,
Never
yeah,
enough.
I know. Okay.
So I have 100 naked girls. No, we have 1,000. Which do you prefer?
Wow, it's crazy.
Well,
Because it's too much
good.
information.
Yeah,
It's like
not for me. It just makes me happy. Okay.
Okay. Thanks for your time and for
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
The privilege of talking with you. That is a pleasure for us. And the thing is that we want to ask you about your vision with the tone of the instruments, because one thing that is overwhelming for not only our market, for our customers, is the capability that has that PRS as a brand has improved every year with new sounds, new models, new expectations. It's like we are totally blown away about that. It's like, wow. And the thing is, how is the vision of the man behind that? How do you start from a point that it's in a really high point and go to another one that it's like as high as the previous one? It's like
Very interesting question. The string is creating all the harmonics. So if you put the same strings on 10 different nylon string guitars, they'll all sound different. Same string, same player, they'll all sound different. The strings have all the harmonic content. The guitar changes the harmonic content. It cancels some out, like the drawbars on an organ. You know, you pull the organ drawbars out, right? And what I want are as many high drawbars out as possible without it sounding harsh, no ice pick in your ear, you know? So as time has gone on, we've made the guitars clearer and clearer and clearer, but we can do that if the sustain is better and better and better. If the guitar has no sustain, the high end is bad. But if the guitar has lots of sustain, the high end is beautiful. So the vision behind the man, that's an interesting way of putting it. It's not really that way. It's more about how do you get the pickups to have less and less turns and sound more and more musical. You can only do that if you make the guitar sound better and better. No matter what microphone you put on Barbra Streisand, she will not sound like Paul Rodgers. It's not going to happen, okay?
Sure.
So the pickups are microphones, but I need to make the singer better too. So in my mind, there's not really a vision about it. It's much more of a slow graduation to more of a vintage tone. I mean, you can imagine a Stradivari violin. It has lots of high end, it has lots of mid-range, it has lots of bass, but none of them are overwhelming and they all mix beautifully together. For the guitar, it's the same thing. I want lots of low end and lots of beautiful mid-range of all types and an amount of high end, and I want them to mix beautifully so that the player can get what they want out of the guitar. So it's much more about that than it is some sort of vision. I'm not making fun of you. I'm saying that I never see it as a vision. It's more of a journey.
Yeah, I
see
see.
it much more as a journey.
You mean that you are working in idea, develop the idea, see all
So
the
the
whole
594,
concept?
we were trying to get somebody a $150,000 guitar for, $4,000. We were trying to give somebody a deal. We're trying to do something special for them. So with the John Mayer guitars that we made for his tour, we were trying to get a guitar that will get Jerry Garcia's tone. I never met Jerry Garcia, but that we got the nod to make the instrument, I find fascinating. What a good guitar player John is. What a good guitar player Carlos Santana is. What a good guitar player John McLaughlin and Neil Sean and Mark Tremonti and all these, Dusty Waring and Mark Holcomb and all these great guitar players. David Grissom. Oh, God, they're good guitar players. It's nice to see them playing our instruments.
Yeah, that's nice, and the whole spectrum, musical spectrum that they have is totally different, and that's one of the things that is amazing about that you can reach like the peoples from metal, from rock, from blues,
Well, it's
from
just-
pop. It's like
But-
it's music, but
I'm making a tool for them to do a job. I mean, you know, it's the same thing as a computer. They can all use the same computer. It's okay.
yeah, nice. Okay, thank you very much for your.
That's
your,
it?
Yeah.
That's the end?
No, we have more time.
All righty then.
Yeah, we can make like.
You don't have to make the time up.
Okay, and I don't know if
but
you
if
have.
you ask me one question, I've never
Yeah.
had a one question
Okay,
interview.
don't worry. I have
I mean,
a
on
lot
TV
more.
they say,
Yeah.
how do you feel about your house burning down? Oh, I just feel terrible. Okay,
Okay,
interview
okay.
over. All right, great.
Okay, that's great.
Whatever. Yeah.
Okay. Great. We do it. The other thing that I want to ask you about the.
See, I knew he had another question. Don't edit that out. That was fun.
It's about the tone booths that we are really surprised about. Also, the same instrument that we have. For example, if we weigh like 3 units of the same instrument, the sonic difference between them is like everything or everyone has his own voice. Like the guy from Spain that buy the 594, and it's very like a good surprise for us because it means that there's people working behind that and the booth is alive. It's like, what do you think about that?
This guitar market likes to blame it on one thing, but it's never one thing. On those two 594s, the bigger difference was not the wood, it was the bridge and the nut. Mm-hmm. So the bridge and the nut, if I played with them, I could get them to switch. If I took the bridge and the nut off of one and the bridge and I switched them, the guitars would switch. It's not just the wood. It's where the strings vibrate from, the bridge, the nut, the tuning pegs, the frets. All that makes a big difference. So the guitar market likes, it's the same thing with the Stradivari violins. So they say, the reason Stradivari violins sound so good is the salt in the wood. Well, that's true. And uric acid in the wood. Yeah, that's true. The reason they sound good is because it's old wood. The reason it sounds good in the new one is because how much fungus is in the wood. As if there was more fungus in his shop than the guy down the street. I mean, it's crazy, right? What they don't say is the reason Stradivari violins sound good is because the old man knew what he was doing. They never say that. No, maybe the old man knew something. Same thing with the two guitars that you heard the differences. I know enough about it that I'm telling you most of the difference was in the bridge, not in the woods. Now, that said, if one of the guitars had wet wood and the other one had dry wood, you'd hear a big difference. If one of the woods was not glued together well and the other one was glued together, you hear a big difference. If one of the guitars had really soft finish on it and the other one had hard finish, you hear a big difference. But those guitars were made on the same day. So, with the same stack of wood. So, it's not just the wood. On those guitars, it was the bridge.
Wow.
But that makes sense, right? 10 Strats all made on the same day in 1965 all sound different? You going to tell me it was the pickups?
Yeah, no.
Was
sure.
it the wood? Maybe it was something else. It's not just, it's the tuning pegs, the nut, the bridge, the frets, the neck angle, all kinds of things. It's how rusted is it? I go on and on and on and on. So don't blame it on one thing. It's a combination. Look, with people, sometimes it is one thing. Oh, they're wonderful. They have a sweetheart, right? Sometimes they go, oh, complicated person. It's a complicated equation which you're after. It's not simple. I wish it was simple, but it's not. The more I'm in it, the more complicated the equation gets.
Nice.
Why is the Rolling Stones a great band? Why? Yeah. Is it Keith Richards? Oh, it's all Keith Richards, right? It's got nothing to do with Mick Jagger. It's got nothing to do with the drummer. It's got nothing to do with the bass player. Maybe the songwriting. I mean, go on and on and on and on about the list of things.
Yeah.
Which Beatle could you have gotten rid of and it would have been the same? None of them. It's not this. It's just that's the way it works. It's a magic combination of things.
Nice.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. where is this going to get transmitted? Tell me about this interview. Where is it going? Where in Spain is it going?
Yeah, the thing is that in Spain there's like a lot of information about the guitars in general and the music in general, but not about who is making the guitars. And the vision is like a way of saying it, but not is the vision. Is the concept, is the way they work, the way the company moves, these kind of things. And the problem is that the people has like a very easy way to find information through internet. And as you well know, is the internet is a big problem for that, because everyone is an expert. Everyone
Even
has...
the 13-year-old in Waco, Texas, I know, without his clothes on. I know, I agree.
Yeah.
So, were you at either of the events in Madrid or Barcelona that I did? Which one?
Barcelona.
You were in Barcelona. Did you notice how everybody wanted to say, okay, we like you? Did you see what happened in the room?
Yeah.
It was powerful. And I was very touched. That was very cool.
Yeah, that's really nice, yeah. The interaction between people, I think that is the same interaction with music and with instruments, because it's a tool, but it's like a tool for communication and a tool to connect people.
Did you see me give the woman with the baby a hard time? The pregnant woman a hard time?
Yeah, in the show.
She probably had her baby by now.
Yeah.
She sent me a message this week.
And she said?
That he got the baby yet.
Yeah, is the baby healthy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, good for her. She didn't know it hit her. I warned her, I said, let's go out there. I'm going to come after you. She goes, huh? She looked at me like, what have I gotten myself into? Because I wanted to be playful with the audience, right? I wanted everybody to have a good time. I wanted them to have an experience. And she was in the middle of it, so, she was on trial. It was fun. Oh, well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. It's an honor.
Well, I'm coming to Spain this year. I haven't told anybody yet. My family, we're going to go back to where my wife grew up, in Sitges in Barcelona. And we're going to go to Spain this year, so I'll be there.
Great.
I'll be on family vacation and won't be working.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Oh, an honor. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Well done.